This time, the room opposite Vitaka's had a problem with a broken pipe, causing water to flood into her room. It was a mess. And on top of that, the newly repaired wall cracked when it was damped by all the water and moisture. I still remembered it very clearly, the day I had to carry the petite woman back to my place after the woman practically passed out after she found out about the problems. Even though the blessing from the goddess of love was a bit weird, the result of it did make me stay close to Vitaka for a little longer. A life with this petite woman living with me was a very happy one indeed. My train of thought stopped when I saw that the lights were still on in the office building. I couldn't help but frown when I thought back to the text Vitaka sent me in the evening. "Wine, I will be back late today. Don't tell me she is still here. You were the one who told me to take care of my health and not work too hard. And now you stay at the office until late at night." I scolded her in my mind. And when I went to the accounting department where Vitaka was still working and looking all tensed and stressed out, I let out a deep sigh. Work-life imbalance, it was a strange norm in Thai society that seemed to idolize overwork. What was so wrong with the management levels leaving work on time? Bosses were people too, alright? They could get tired, they could get sick. Kun whine. Vitaka was startled when I touched her shoulder. She took off one of her Bluetooth earphones and grumbled. "Don't show up without making a sound like this. You startled me. You shouldn't wear both earphones. What if a burglar breaks in? Kun whine, you'll probably be knocked out to the ground before you know it." I told her idly. Though, I really did want to start a campaign and tell everyone to wear only one earphone when they were doing stuff in their daily lives. Safety first, as they said. Because danger was all around us, whether it was a potholed sidewalk or a bad driver. At least wearing only one earphone would allow us to hear the noise from the outside world. Our company has a face scanning system, you know. But I'll wear only one earphone next time. Vitaka was a nice person like this, she always used her reason when she talked. If it sounds reasonable, the petite woman would do it without making a fuss. Still a lot of work to do? You can go back home first. I'll be done shortly. Your shortly is more like 3 hours, though. And you haven't eaten anything yet, right? Vitaka's answer made me feel kind of angry at the petite woman. She told me to go home first and didn't care about her own well-being at all. I'm not very hungry. Hey. If you keep talking to me like this, I won't get my work done. You should go back first. What she said made me tighten my lips, feeling angry at the other woman who seemed unusually stubborn today. Kun whine, you can continue working late, but I also have the right to stay here. The soft hum of the central air conditioning was the only constant sound in the cavernous office. Lalalin rubbed her eyes, the fog of sudden sleep still clinging to the edges of her consciousness. The blanket that had been carefully draped over her shoulders slid down slightly as she shifted, its warmth a stark contrast to the chilled air of the room. She looked across the desk. Vitaka was still there, sitting beneath the harsh, unforgiving glow of the fluorescent overheads, yet somehow she looked softer now. Her blouse was slightly unbuttoned at the collar, and the neat, professional facade she maintained so fiercely during the day had melted into something raw, exhausted, and achingly beautiful. "You don't need to apologize," Lalalin said, her voice raspy from sleep. She reached out, her fingers brushing the edge of the desk. "I stayed because I wanted to. You shouldn't have to carry the weight of this entire department by yourself, Vitaka." Vitaka paused, her fingers hovering over the keyboard. For a fleeting second, a shadow of vulnerability crossed her face, but she quickly masked it with a faint, tired smile. "It's my responsibility, Lalalin. The quarter is ending, and the audits from the main branch in Bangkok are relentless this year. If the numbers don't balance tonight, tomorrow will be a disaster." "The numbers will balance," Lalalin said softly, standing up and stretching her tired limbs. She walked over to the small pantry corner to discard the empty ramen cup, the lingering scent of spicy broth still comforting in the quiet room. "But they won't balance any faster if you collapse from exhaustion. Let me help you with the data entry for the remaining ledgers." Vitaka looked up, her dark eyes searching Lalalan's face. There was a dangerous warmth creeping into Lalalan's chest. The familiar, terrifying pull that she constantly warned herself against. She's just a good person, Lalalan reminded herself, the words acting as a shield against her own rising emotions. She cares for everyone this way. Don't mistake her kindness for something exclusive. Alright, Vitaka finally conceded, moving her chair slightly to make room. The invoice codes from the shipping sector need to be cross-referenced with the digital receipts. It's tedious work. Tedious is my specialty, Lalalan joked lightly, pulling up a rolling chair next to her. For the next 2 hours, the office was filled with the rhythmic sound of clicking keys and the occasional rustle of paper. They worked in a synchronized rhythm, passing files back and forth without needing many words. Every time Lalalan's fingers accidentally brushed against Vitaka's while exchanging a document, a quiet jolt of electricity seemed to spark between them, though both pretended not to notice. By 1:30 a.m., the final spreadsheet flashed a green confirmation code. The balance was perfect.